Well, I think I came up with some revelations. Um, my first revelation that I've come up with is I think I only like chromatic instruments. Yeah. Um, I think I only like chromatic instruments. Um, I thought about getting what do you call that thing? A mandolin or a mandola, or an octave mandolin. And then I realized, I just found out that they're not chromatic, they're diatonic. Because there's certain people that play mandolins, and I just love the way, even though I'm not into bluegrass and I'm not into some of the more Italian, Irish tunes, you know. But I know a lot of Americans over here, on my side of the woods, they play the mandolin, they play regular rock and roll, gospel music, and the like on the mandolin. But I just found out, I didn't know, unless Google was wrong. I looked it up. The mandolin is diatonic, it's not chromatic. So I don't have to worry about that. I think that to replace what I would like to use the mandolin for, I think I can get that same effect on the 6-string guitarlele. And I also think I can get that effect. It's not going to be that precise because these are nylon strings versus the steel strings of a mandolin. But I've already made the decision earlier that that when I tried out a mandolin, I almost bought a mandolin a few years ago, and it was hard to play. I mean, maybe if I knew how to play it, maybe I would have enjoyed it better, but I didn't. So I just didn't buy it. I decided, I told the guy I wasn't coming back for it. So he put it away. I went home and picked up my guitar-lele, and I realized that that guitar-lele has a lot in common with that mandolin when you're playing it. It being 6 strings compared to the total of 8 strings that are on a mandolin. But it being 6 individual strings, totally chromatic. If you've watched YouTube, you've watched people play a guitar-lele. They play everything on a guitar-lele. They play the Italian stuff, the Irish stuff. They play the same kind of stuff they play on a mandolin. And they play the regular Hawaiian ukulele stuff and all like that. So that's one thing. I found out that I'm a chromatic person. I have a dulcimer. It's also diatonic. And I have a Merlin over there that I actually bought it for one of my grandkids. I'm going to get me a Merlin too. I think it's going to be in a different key though. Also, I love the dulcimer even though it's diatonic. But I want a chromatic dulcimer. I want to get the chromatic dulcimer. That's what I want. I think the chromatic dulcimer would be a big, huge blessing for me. Even though I play guitar, I play ukulele, why would I want to sit something on my lap? I also want to get into lap steel. I found out that lap steel is chromatic. Depending on how you tune it. If you tune it to C6 tuning, you're considered playing it in a key where you can play more chromatic chords and scales and so forth. So I'm interested in getting into that. I have no idea how to play the lap steel. However, I did take my dulcimer one time, and I bottlenecked my dulcimer, and I had fun with it. Made some little tunes on. I thought, that's getting me interested in the lap steel. And then all of a sudden, I also had an acoustic guitar that I sat on my lap one day, and I played up and down the neck with a bottleneck, and I found some wonderful tunes. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm probably in the lap steel. I should go after the lap steel. And that's the next thing. I also found out that I'm not a Strat person anymore. I like humbucker guitars. Now, this guitar here is a Squier, so I know I have a guitar in the closet. It's a Cort, and this has a better feel to it because it is your typical Strat feel. It's lightweight. It has your typical scale, I think 25 point something scale or whatever. Easy to get around on it. I started out as a Strat man like a lot of people, but now I know that I'm really interested in like the double humbucker package. That's what I'm into. The guitar behind me, my Schecter, I've done enough videos about it. I've done videos on this one too, but this here, I love playing this. It has a deeper tone than my Schecter. It really does. It has a deeper tone than my Schecter. This guitar here, like the bass strings are deeper, and you can feel the wood in this guitar. I don't believe in tone wood, but you can feel the wood. When you play this, you can feel the wood. You can feel the wood vibrating. Whereas my Schecter behind me, it has so much maple. It has that maple cap on it that you just really can't feel the wood at all. I like to feel the wood, but I don't like the single coils. I'm not a single coil person anymore. I've done enough videos on my Schecter, so you should know what I'm dealing with here. Double humbuckers. Now this has a brighter tone than the Squier, but the tone is consistent, and I just got done, the reason why I'm doing this is because I just got done watching some videos where they talked about why they switched from a Strat to other types of guitars, and I don't think they realized that it's all in the pickups. One thing about humbuckers is they're very consistent. Humbuckers are very consistent. They are. They're very consistent. And I appreciate that. I really do. When you're playing, and this one guy was demonstrating it, was Robert Breaker. Anybody know Robert Breaker? I was watching his video entitled What Strats Can't Do, and I just got done watching it. Matter of fact, it's on pause behind me. He's talking about how the these single coils are not consistent. And I'm listening to him, and I can hear it. I can hear what he's talking about a little bit, because it's, you know, it's YouTube, it's a video. I can hear a little bit about what he's talking about, because when he's playing the humbucker, you know, when he's playing the Les Paul, I should say, the sound is consistent, whereas when he plays the Strat and he's like doing his he's playing up here in the bass just like my Squier, the tone is deeper but the sound isn't consistent. You'd have to be playing to demonstrate. Now I don't have the equipment right now to really get a clean sound through my computer to the video, so it wouldn't do you justice. But I just realized that you know, I'm a chromatic person, and I realized that I'm a nylon string person, and the only time that I really want to play steel strings are mainly when I play guitar, except for the dulcimer and the Merlin. I don't mind playing steel strings there, but I spend more time playing ukulele than I do practicing guitar. And again, when it comes to the electric guitar, I've given up on Strats. The Strat that I have in the closet has one humbucker, which makes it really unique. It's an old Cort. It's an old Cort that went out of print, and I need to put the chassis back in it. I got the chassis sitting out of it. The whole tremolo system is pulled out of it, but I have it all together. I can put it back in there by myself, but I'm going to take it to a music store and let them do some measuring and cutting and dicing and gluing and that, and put it in there right. They're going to make a brand new guitar out of that thing for me for almost nothing. But this guitar here is not expensive at all. It's only a little bit more than that Squier. But I love it, and I've had it for had it for well over 10 years. I've had the Strat for about 5. I take that back. I've had this here Schecter probably for over I probably had this here Schecter for over 10 years, probably about 15, because right after my divorce, this is what got me back into playing guitar, is finally getting this off layaway. And it's a shame I had to have it on layaway, but that's how broke I was, paying alimony and child support and everything. That's how broke I was. I had to lay this away. This is a $500 and some, almost $600 guitar with tax and everything. I think it came to almost $600. Wonderful guitar. And it's not really about the money. It's just about how good Schecter is with their products. And one thing about guitars is, you know, I got a whole library of ukuleles over there, and they tend to, because they're made with softer materials and that, over time the tuners break off. I just glued my tenor ukulele. I just glued the nut not too long ago, and I glued also one of the tuners, the plastic piece on a tuner started to chip off, and I glued it back on, and now I have to glue the tail. The tail piece is starting to slowly elevate off the baseboard there, so I have to glue that. But it's a beautiful sounding ukulele. the baritone ukulele that I have over there, I'm not too crazy about the fret wire. Kind of scratchy, but it's the best sounding acoustic instrument I've ever. Let me tell you what, that baritone right there, it's only cost me a little bit over $100. I think it was $115 plus tax. That there that there Mitchell baritone uke, spruce top. I think I probably rather have like a regular basswood sound, but the spruce top doesn't really do justice for the sound, because I think it gives it a clean sound, but when you go from the first fret down to the fifth, it's really, really deep. Very, very deep, just like a guitar. It's very, very deep. And that's where I've been spending most of my time. All the stuff I like to play on guitar, I've been playing on the uke, on the baritone. But I miss the steel strings. After playing nylon for a long time, you start to miss the steel strings. And I miss the steel strings. And I was playing my grandson's Merlin yesterday, and it has steel strings, and I realized where, as much as I love the ukulele, depending on the instrument, I do love the steel strings. I do love the steel strings on a dulcimer. I love the steel strings on a mandolin. Okay. And I love the steel strings on the guitar. Everything else, nylon string. Acoustic guitar, nylon strings. Ukulele, nylon strings. Guitar-lele, nylon strings. And that guitar-lele, even with nylon strings, it sounds very similar. Depending on what you're playing, it sounds very similar to the mandolin, even with the nylon strings, because of the shape and the hollow sound and all like that. The sound really resonates. Okay. But that's all I want to share with you folks. As you begin to play your instruments for a while, you begin to realize where you've changed at. And I'm looking at all these different instruments, and half the time they're not even chromatic. You would think that, because these instruments have such a wonderful sound, and people play basically everything on these instruments. And what really got me really reconsidering the mandolin was that I watched this video the other day with this guy on it, and he was so good, I had to watch him 3 times in a row. He was really, really, really a good mandolin player, and so I started reconsidering, what, my next instrument might be a mandolin. Then I started reading up on it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not chromatic, it's only diatonic. But the frets on it are just like the frets on a ukulele. So I'm thinking, how's it diatonic? Because when something's diatonic, like for example the Merlin and the dulcimer, you have this big wide fret, and then you have a small fret, then you have a big wide fret, and whole step, half step. That's why. That's diatonic. Staying within a certain key. So the frets form a key, but they're saying that the mandolin is also diatonic when it looks chromatic. But anyway, I'm a chromatic man. I don't like to have to keep switching keys for everything. I've never played in any other key than the regular E or C, whichever one it is on the guitar. Regular E tuning, E6 tuning. That's what I stay in. Same thing with the ukulele. I never play in any other key, any other tuning, that is, other than the G, C, E, A. Guitar-lele tune just like a ukulele. A, D, G, C, E, A. Baritone, D, G, B, E. I stay in that tuning. Okay. And all these instruments, they complement each other. Now I have picked up other people's guitars and had a good time playing in the tuning. It wasn't until I asked them why their guitar sounded so different, and so while the chords sounded different in that, they said, "Oh, I'm not in regular tuning, I'm in drop D or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. That's something different." But other than that, I've never tuned any of my own guitars or ukuleles in anything other than traditional tuning. So, and I found out I'm about that too. I stay in traditional tuning. I like to keep things chromatic. I like to keep things standard tunings. I like to be able to play anything I want on one instrument. But I love several different instruments as long as they're chromatic. And any sound that I don't have, I envy. You know, I envy the banjo, because there are songs I can think of that I've written. I could use some banjo in the background. I wish I knew how to play banjo. Of course, it'd take me a few minutes to learn from some friends I have, which I have many that are in that kind of music. I had a friend that just recently died. He played banjo. His ex-wife, well, his wife that exceeded his death, she plays banjo too. He taught her how to play banjo. He plays banjo, guitar, he plays the fiddle, he played a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of people around me that can play banjo. I wouldn't mind learning how to play a little bit of that. It's not my favorite instrument, but I can see where it fits in pop music. The bouzouki. You know, an instrument I wouldn't mind learning is the balalaika. I think the balalaika is diatonic as well. I have to look that up. I think the balalaika is diatonic. I think I looked it up already. Then again, I might be wrong about that. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Okay? Any of the things that I said about instruments being chromatic versus diatonic, guitars, ukuleles, anything. Let me know what you think. I'm getting ready to plug this baby in and do a little bit of practice. I haven't practiced in a while. I've been on the ukulele so much. I found out that as much as I love the tenor, which is a standard ukulele, well, it's the standard ukulele for musicians. I love the tenor, but I love the baritone because I can play what I play on the guitar as well as I can play ukulele stuff. So I enjoy that. I really do. I enjoy that. I enjoy playing both, the ukulele stuff on the baritone as well as the guitar stuff. That's the beautiful thing about a baritone. And so I think the baritone is like my number one instrument because of that. Because I can make it sound like a guitar. And I can also play traditional ukulele stuff on it too. And the acoustic guitar is also in the closet. I don't get rats behind about no acoustic guitar. I'm a ukulele man when it comes to acoustic. But I love the electric guitar though. And I thought about getting an electric, which I do think I want an electric, what do you call it? An electric tenor ukulele. Because of the size and, you know. And I'm debating whether I should get it in nylon strings or steel strings. I might get it in steel strings, being I play traditional ukulele with nylon. It's got to be nylon, but so I might go for the steel to see what the steel sounds like. But that's something that has to hit my collection too, is an electric ukulele. And I thought about, because I play ukulele so much, just getting an electric ukulele, but I love the range that I have on a regular electric guitar. I love the range that I have. Okay. This has more range than both the tenor ukulele and the baritone ukulele. More range. So why would I, but I guess it's a matter of tuning and a matter of one thing keeping up with another. But anyway, I said this video was over. And I'm going to stop here because I want you to watch my videos and I want you to leave a comment. I want you to talk about the things that I said. If you're going through any of this, as this is you or you object, leave me a comment, like, share, and subscribe. God bless you. Talk to you later.